So, hello traders, and sorry for that. Good morning, and welcome traders, and welcome to today's live market profile analysis and order flow analysis by Tradeducation. And this is episode 130. And before I go through the today's live analysis, I would just like to share a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So with that, let's quickly look at what happened yesterday in the auction and which are the potential auction development paths, which can be seen today. So with that, let me share my screen, and there is some slight change, which so I'm gonna discontinue crude oil, and I have added HDFC Bank futures to my daily analysis. The reason is so I have moved away from trading crude oil, and I am thinking to just focus on the Nifty, basically in the NSE, I would say the markets. So let me quickly jump to the analysis of Nifty. And first of all, what we have is so this was the gap which was filled yesterday. The auction opened around the gap, and then so auction opened with very good confidence. And I was looking to see, first of all, the gap was already, it was, I would say it was filled, but this was a big anomaly. Second thing is, as it opened, I was looking whether it is tagging the close or the high of this particular trading session. But what has happened, as soon as the auction opened, a sort of exhaustion pattern was seen, and then the auction just reversed, and it first of all filled the gap, and then it further continued to the downside. Okay, so this is what has happened from the daily chart perspective. So this big anomaly has been cleared. So let me do one thing. Let me delete this and sorry. Yeah. So are there any other anomalies? Yes, there are. First is we have this small gap. Okay, and there was one more gap. Okay, yeah. So that gap was yesterday, and that was also filled. Okay, no other gap for the moment. Okay, so this is a good. So this is one gap which we are seeing, and there are a couple of other gaps, on the upper side. One more thing is, if you see the 200 EMA, so it is around 10,558 or 10,560. So this can act as a strong resistance level. Okay, so let me just jump to the dynamic volume profile chart. And what I've done is, so this is the gap, which I shared, and this gap is already filled. So let me delete that. Now let me delete all the charts. And what currently I'm seeing is we are this is a balance, and we have a gap intact. So what I'll do is I'll just study the auction development for this 3 days, or I would say from I think 30th, is it 1st of June to 8th of June. Okay. So here what I'm currently seeing is the auction is is clearly within the range of the value area highs and lows. So today what I'm expecting is if the auction opens above value area high around this level, we might see some continuation to the upside, and then if we see a rejection, and if we see that the auction is coming below value area high, this indicates that sign of weakness. Sellers are currently winning, and buyers are will be putting in their throwing in their towel. And with this, what we can expect is first to touch the VPOC level. Okay. uh, Second thing is, if the auction opens around the value area high, we might see some sort of balancing activity. We might see tagging the so basically there are stops built around this level, tagging this, again tagging the lows, there are stops built around this. So a complete sideways development day can also be seen. Okay, so these are the two auction paths which currently I'm getting prepared for. Now let me delete this. So this was the gap and it was already filled. Let me mark the reference levels. Okay, so some of the reference levels which I'll be carrying forward for today. So if you see yesterday, it was more like a double distribution day. So we have one balance here, and we have one more balance here. Okay, and we have a good single print zone here. Let me delete this. Okay, so what I'm expecting or what can happen is, so this is the close. This is the close for the yesterday's auction, and I'm expecting, about the auction might open around the edge of the balance, so maybe around this level or maybe around the halfback level. So that's what I'm currently expecting. If it opens around these two levels, then what we might see is the single print zone. So this zone will act as a strong level of resistance, and if the auction reverts back, then that means that the higher balance or top of the balance is not getting accepted, the lower edge of the balance is getting accepted, and we might see continuation to the downside, and tagging first the lows of yesterday's auction, and second is tagging the poor lows of the 5th of June. Okay, so there are multiple anomalies. So first is the poor low or references to observe. Second is the low, because the yesterday's low is exactly around the halfback and the point of control. So these are the two anomalies to watch out for. Okay, so let me delete that, and this is the reference line which I'll be carrying forward. So this is the halfback level, and okay, so let me put it at the halfback level only. Okay, so moving on to the next chart. Next chart is of HDFC Bank, and in HDFC Bank, what we are seeing is, so first of all, there is a gap. There are some gaps. So this is gap number 1. Okay, then there, and this is gap number 2. Okay, so currently there are these two gaps. Apart from that, there is one small gap here. Okay, but furthermore, what I'm currently seeing is the auction, if you see, it is just trading in one direction, and yesterday it was a sharp down move, and we need to see whether we are seeing balancing, whether we are seeing continuation to the upside, or whether we are seeing continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is what currently I'm observing or expecting to happen in HDFC Bank. And same, so this was the gap which I shared in the previous daily chart. So this is the gap which I'm seeing, and currently what I've done is I've just taken that option. So this is the option which I've taken, and let me add yesterday's option also. Let me refresh this so that the data points are clear. We also have one more gap, so let me also mark that. This is the second gap. Okay, so we are still, so we are actually in an equilibrium balance or an equilibrium in HDFC Bank, and we are trading the closes around the point of control. So this means two things can happen. It will either touch the value area high, or it will either touch the value area low. Okay. Second thing is we have a LVN around this level, so this would act as a level of support, and there will be some bounce back, and the auction, once it comes down, then again we might see some bounce back. Okay. Apart from that, there is no other data point. So let me jump to the market profile chart, and let me delete this. Let me now mark the high. So if you see, the entire auction yesterday was just one time trailing lower. Okay, and this is the gap which I shared. And there are multiple anomalies on the lower side which are there. Okay, so with that, let's quickly look at the pre-open market session, and let's look at what is the Nifty's opening. Okay, so Nifty is opening flat, so around 13 points. And let me also look at HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is also opening flat, so 4 points, so 1020. Okay, so now let's look at the potential option part. So 1020. So this is the level which I'm thinking that it will open. So let me just mark this. So first let me jump to Nifty, then we will look at HDFC Bank. Okay, so about 13 points up. So 10,168. Okay, 10,180. So this is where the auction will open. And what I'm seeing is, so let me get the drawing tool. So this is where the auction would open, 10,180. Okay, and what we have is, first of all, the auction will try to reach high, tag the half back, and then we need to see the tempo of how good the auction is developing and whether it is tagging the top of the balance or not. So if it is getting rejected, then this is a good opportunity to take a short trade. Okay. Second auction path which I'm seeing is, as the auction opens, some sideways development happens and then it immediately shifts down, and it just one time frames down. It tries to tag this particular reference level, and again it tags the low. Okay, so this is the second auction path which currently I'm seeing that can develop. And the third auction path which I'm seeing can develop is, we are just trading in sideways fashion. Okay, it is rejecting here and it is also rejecting from the lows. Okay, so odds are less for the third auction path, but let's see what happens. Okay, so with that, let me, I think HDFC Bank, I'll cover it later on. The current time is 9:14, and I think the auction will open in a couple of seconds. So let me just log into my trade terminal. Okay, so I'm logging into my trading terminal. I'm also setting up my watch list. Okay, so while one stock which I have today is Bajaj Finance. Also, yesterday there were a lot of gap ups, which the gaps were not filled. So that's why I selected Bajaj Finance. So let's see what happens. So I have Bajaj Finance, I have Nifty, and I have HDFC Bank. Okay, so let me delete. So one of the reference area is this. So let me increase. So if you see, we have opened around the 180 levels, and now the auction is trying to reach high. There was a single print here which has already been tagged, and now what I'm expecting is whether the auction is going higher or whether the auction is going lower. Okay, so the overall confidence, if you look from the confidence perspective, low confidence opening, and the auction is within yesterday's range. Okay, so now if you see, the auction is going down and it's around the value area low. Okay, so now we'll look at the HDFC Bank's chart. So if it goes down, the tempo should be huge because there are stops. So this is a sort of 45-degree line, and there are stops built here. So around this level is where I'll be measuring the confidence. So sellers are currently winning, and if you see this, the low is around yesterday's lows. So this is not a good sign. More downside is expected. Okay. Let me look at the order flow chart. So around 4,000 contracts traded, so not huge quantity. What I'm seeing is sellers are strong compared to buyers. Overall delta is negative. That's fine. So if you see that this prominent reference has cleared, so now the tempo should be huge. So once it tags this, we should see a sharp fall. Okay. So we're not seeing a sharp fall. Sellers are not stepping in. They should come in. For the moment, selling is strong. Overall delta is negative. Okay, we have an HVN here. So 10,133 levels. So this is this level. So the single print zone which I shared. So that's where a sort of bounce back will happen. A reversal can happen at this level. So the time is 9:18. Nothing much, no clarity yet. Okay, so let me jump to the HDFC Bank's chart, and so we have opened below the VPOC level. So this is where the auction opened, and there was a single print anomaly here which was cleared, and right now we have a sort of poor lows. So if you see, it has tagged the lows, and we have multiple lows. So if you see, there are multiple stops which are built. So if the auction comes below this level, odds increases that we tag this to reference levels. Okay, so let me delete this, and let's look at the. So there are 142 sellers, trapped sellers, 2000 contracts traded. We have HVN rejection, overall delta. Okay, I just add a zero line. So delta is positive. Okay, let's jump back to Nifty, and it is just do it trading sideways. Just trading sideways, nothing much. So choppiness is happening. Okay, now looking at Bajaj Finance, good rejection in Bajaj Finance, good rejection in HDFC Bank. Okay, so the time is 9:20. So let me add my watch list. So I'm just logged into terminal and now adding stocks to the watch list. Close this. Then so I've added two, so 10,200 CE and Nifty futures. So if you see now the low is getting tagged, more downside is seen. Okay, let it go, let it go. So add HDFC Bank. So no trades yet, just waiting to get some clarity. Good trade was to shorting at this level and tagging this level. So we are way below VWAP, 7,000 contracts, 2,000 contracts. Okay, so it is going to tag the HVN. Here the option is not getting tagged yet. The delta is positive. Just looking at HDFC Bank, I'm seeing a trade opportunity here. It is just hovering around previous day low. That's not a good sign. So I have sold futures of HDFC Bank. Now I'm waiting for it to tag the lows. I might go wrong. Good selling pressure is there. So it looks like odds won't go below. Let's hit the stops. So it will go up. You jump back to Nifty. Nifty is also now trading up. So now good buyers are stepping in. So if you see, the auction is just trading in the lower balance, not on the top of the balance. We jump back to HDFC. And we are now still back around the lows. So I'm still activated in the trade. This is the MTM. I sold HDFC Bank futures. Okay. So this will be tagged, but let's just give it some time. If not, then I'll be booking my losses and will be exiting the trade. Because at a prominent level is where buyers are stepping in. So I'm just waiting for it to retest, because there are not big stops, but there are stops built around this level and this level. We also have a poor low. Good selling pressure both in Nifty and HDFC Bank. Nifty is still trading around the HVN levels. Okay. Let's see whether the low is getting tagged or not. Look at the order flow chart. So around the value area low is where buyers are stepping in, sellers are also stepping in. Delta positive, negative, again delta positive. So if you see at this is level where both buyers and sellers are fighting. Okay, contracts traded are pretty low. So good fight is going on. A very good buyer is there for the moment. So yesterday's low was 1005. Okay, so this is the reference level which I marked. So now sellers are stepping in. We need to see what happens at this level, the number of contracts. Okay, it's been traded. One more retest. Okay, so if you see here, good sellers are present. Okay, now it's through, and a big downfall is there. Okay, see, a big downfall is there. And I booked my profit. So about 1950 is the MTN. Okay, so let me exit this. Go back. So this was the one good trade which I had. Let me see if there is a good trade in Nifty. No, not yet, because I'm just waiting for this level to get tagged. Let's look at order flow and see. So good selling is coming in. See 4,000 contracts. Good. Furthermore, downfall is seen. So we need to observe what happens at this level. Okay, so now it's going to get tagged. What is happening in HDFC? Okay, let's look at later. So it's going to tag now. Yeah, it is tagged. More continuation to the downside should be seen. If not, then there's a good opportunity to take a reversal or a median trade or a contrarian trade. You can go long, keeping the target of the high. But let's just wait for this candle to finish. This is a risky trade. More downside is to be seen. Okay, so this is already tagged. The second where the stops are getting built. Okay, so that's how you should trade. You should create your plan, and basically, so that's my methodology. Every trader has its own methodology. Okay, so I hope you learned something unique today. And with that, I would like to end the session and would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so that you get notified about the upcoming videos, live videos. And also, I would again urge you to take the market profile training, so that, or else what I can do is you can send me a message, and if you need a live training, I'm happy to do that. I can do it with for a week, or if you want, I can crunch it in one day for 6 to 8 hours. So do let me know, or you can ping me, leave a comment here, or visit my website, or ping me on Telegram channel. Okay. So with that, I would like to end the today's session, and would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon again if you have not subscribed to my channel. And okay, and happy and safe trading, and yeah, take care and bye for now.